When we were probably young, we used to hear of this slogan that love runs the world. And yeah, we were driven by, yeah, we saw maybe the people around us love each other. We saw our parents, for those who were the privilege to come from a background where the parents loved and appreciated each other, you find that there was more of the romance, and so we tend to think that love is just a sufficient or a complete reason as to why you should determine who you marry or who you are dating, especially if you're dating for marriage, and that's what we decided as young people. So today I want to give you a, a good topic about the consequences or the risks that come with being in a long-term relationship, especially in your early ages. Hello, great people. My name is Samuel Wesonga. Welcome to the Rising Again podcast. And so today, let me give you the nuts. So, as we are evolving, especially, let me just ask you some questions. When you're young, you used to think in a different way. Is it not the case? So, as you grow, you find that your thoughts, your preferences, what you like there's some sort of development that grows, that comes with growth. When we grow, when we're trying to understand ourselves, when you're trying to get better, like just be better human beings, and that is the end goal, like to build the best version of ourselves. So the first risk is that when you get into a long-term relationship, you put yourself into a risk of missing out on that particular season of your life, especially what should you focus on in this season. First of all, about healing from your trauma. Secondly, about trying to get to understand yourself. Devote more time to like journaling, introspection, just to understand yourself better. Then thirdly, you need to get yourself out there, meet new people. So that is the time, like this season, especially when you're young, you're trying to understand how the world works, you're trying to understand yourself better. So you find that in most cases when people come together, they exclude themselves from the world. And then when they break up, they've dated for 7 years, they realize that they don't have anything they've built in their life. It is this person that they really consider to be their everything, and then they fall apart and you realize that my life, there's nothing else apart from the relationship or my work that has just been going on, and you are lonely, you're scared, you don't know what to do in your life. So that is one. You need to do the right thing at the right time. You need to focus on developing yourself to healing from your trauma. And three, to just understand yourself better. Secondly, you find that in this long-term relationship, especially when you're falling in love with someone, you fell in love with them for some reason, which, as we said, as you grow, tends to change. So when you change, like you develop yourself, and maybe this person is just seated, they are doing nothing, they're just degenerate, maybe they're pushing you back. You find that at some point you'll be tired and you tell yourself, like, I just need to walk away because this relationship is not serving me or the best version of the person that I am today. And so you either have a risk of either being dragged by this person or being the one that is dragging your partner. And mostly you find that people have been together, and then for after 7 years they thought they would marry, and then just break up. Why? Because it's like one of the parties had devoted time to growth while the other did nothing about themselves. So that is the second risk. The risk number three is people tend to be complacent when they get into long-term relationships, especially men. You find that when a man is single, especially in his young ages, he'll be focused so much on becoming a better person, fitness, building a circle of men, trying to attract quality girls. But the moment you get that woman you wanted, you find that most of the young people now tend to lay back. They are like, of course I've already gotten this girl and I wanted her for so bad, so I don't have any other reason to push myself. And that's why you realize that in our generation, in most cases, it's girls that tend to end the relationship, because when they fell in love with this guy, he was challenging himself, he was trying to become focused, he was really putting in the work, he was trying to build his financial muscle, but now he's gotten the girl and he's just falling off. He's like, I don't have any other reason to work. Yes, there are people who get into relationships and their girls challenge them to become better, but it's still a flip, because what if you worked on yourself and you got that better spouse in future who you could become your mother's, your kids, your children's mother, or your husband. So yeah, that is the scope. So you need to make sure you put in the work. And as we said, men tend to be complacent, especially when they get what they want. Then the other risk is that the seclusion, as I talked about, you push away all the opportunities that come. For example, today, you're 22, you've dated someone for 17 years. Maybe you find that maybe this person is not the best you could get, but just because you've been together for this time, you tend to just, and maybe you've gotten better prospects. Of course, I'm contradicting myself, because I know at your young ages you should just focus on meeting people and not being exclusive. But you kind of push other people away. You don't give other people the permission to try and just get to know you, because you're like trying to protect your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And then after some point you realize that maybe when the relationship ends, you've really pushed away better people just because you're trying to protect someone who is not even working to become a better person. And then you regret. Most people, you find it's called the sunk cost fallacy. This is the next point. Just because you've been together with a person, when you're trying to leave, maybe they are not even good to you, they are not kind, they don't understand you, they don't have emotional intelligence. But just because you've been together, anytime you think of leaving, you're like, but we spent like 7 years together, I can't just leave. So you still go back with the fear that you can't get a better person in life. So the risk is so much. Don't miss the opportunity that is ahead of you just because you focused on the wrong thing at the wrong time or at the right time. Especially when you're young, devote yourself to meeting people, learn about how the world works, understand yourself better, read books. Say for example, for me, like, this is just a season where I'm focused so much on reading. I have like a small library here. So when you try to understand yourself better, you'll build a better version of yourself, and that way you'll attract a better spouse in future. Thank you and stay hard. I'll meet you guys next time.